Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. How are we, guys? What a day this was. How good. It might have been 36 degrees, mate, and I was sweating bullets, but great to see the Aussies get it done. How about Bo Webster? That was ridiculous. I mean, the kid's on debut. I say kid, he's 31, but he looked as steady and as comfortable at the wicket as any of them. Great to see. If you're not a cricket fan, you're probably like, Shorty, just move on with it. But if you are into your cricket, gee, that was good. When we were about 3 for 60 odd, I was like, oh, gee, I don't know how we're going to go here. There's a lot riding on, particularly Travis Head. But, Head was really good. But in the end, it was the Webster show. It was, Head played his part, but, they both steered the ship beautifully. So that was great. I'll schedule this one probably a few days past this anyway. But, apologies we couldn't have the subscriber kick today in Melbourne. The heat was just crazy. Earlier in the week, it was like predicted to be 29, 30. Then it was like 37. I was like, look, in consultation with the cricket being an absolute nail biter, first time we could possibly win the trophy in 10 years, 36, travelling up to Melbourne, I thought, look, I think we're better off rescheduling. So if someone has a weekend or a time, day that might suit, I think I'll do it on a Sunday, most likely at some point. Let us know. Happy to try and accommodate if you are super keen. Let's have a look at my side. Bit of an updated side. So I've got, I've written down the ins and outs that I'll show you as a whole at the end. But that was based off, I've done some tinkering, but this is based off the last team that I posted on YouTube. So a bit of tinkering's been done, and I'll walk you through that now. So let's start with the backline anyway. And as you'll see, Sheasel is probably the main omission, and not having him or Flanders may raise a few eyebrows. But it's just tinkering. Let's not get too carried away. It's early days, and I'm just playing around with freeing up a little bit of coin just to change a few bits and pieces to get some players that I really did want. Now, I think Houston, I've spoken about it before, I think he's going 110 plus. Now, at Port Adelaide, he really did share a lot of the kick-in duties with Farrell and with Burton as well. At Collingwood, he's going to be the main guy. Yeah, he's suspended the first week, but it's not going to miss anything that goes towards our ranking. He just misses round 0. I think he's going to rack up so much more points, not just by being their main distributor out of the back line, but also being their kick-out guy. Like, you see the likes of Flanders or McKercher or Sheasel or whoever it might be when they are that main kick-in guy, and they get like 10 kick-ins sometimes. I mean, I'm not sure Houston would have had that at all last year. Look, he's a gun. I don't think I need to preach his case too much. Yeah, it's a bit different not having, Sheasel in there, and I do love Sheasel. The most kickouts he had last year was 8, 7 a few times. So they're good numbers, but there are, as you can see, look at this one. Burton just takes 8 for some reason. Only 1. And then there's different times where they really share it. So I've spoken about it before. I really like the option, and that's the way I'm going at the moment. Could change, but we'll wait and see. Holmes, I'm all in on him. I think he's going to be one of the Cats' best midfielders. He already is. I should say the competition's best midfielders. I think that midfield, once upon a time it was Dangerfields and Selwoods. Obviously one of them's retired, one's getting older. I think it's now Holmes and Bailey Smith's midfield, and I think we'll see him bump that average beyond 100, which makes him a really comfortable selection down back. McKercher, I love him. Love watching him kick. Love the way he goes about it. Big watch on his role. Hearing he might move into the midfield. Would have loved him off half back, but that's where Caleb Daniel's going to be, so he can't win them all. Wait and see how he does go through the middle. Certainly proved really handy for the likes of Dacos and Sheasel. I wonder if he can bump it up, because his price is a bit off, really, because he had some injury-affected games last year and some position-affected games where he was either subbed off or didn't really play that role. So, very interested to see how he goes. Mills has come into my side, but I think I had that on my last YouTube video. Clearly at that price, there's a lot to like. I'll be interested to see where he does line up, but you've got to have him at this point. Coleman, bit of a race against the clock. Hopefully he is fit for round 1 or round 0. but certainly for the moment, you got to have him. And look, the rookies, like I always say, let's not get bogged down in the rookies too much. At this stage, they'll certainly unfold and show themselves as the preseason matches get going. The midfield's probably been where the most change has come. Dacos, Davies-Uniacke, they've stayed. Goulden has come into my side. As you saw the other day, I mentioned him as a guy that I can see going 115 plus and bumping that average up to career highs. Tom Green is another one that has really enticed me. Without that injury-affected 5, he averaged 111 again. And I feel like we just talked about him being below par for most of the year. Like, I feel like he's one of those guys that we've got to, for some reason, he doesn't use the ball great. He handballs a bit. But what if he just what if we flip it? What if he just polishes up a couple of those things like Nat Fyfe did all those years ago? Took his average from 106 to 121. I think Fyfe is a really good prospect to compare him to because they were earmarked from their first season. They came on with an absolute bang. But for a long time, and this is the case with Green at the moment, a long time Fyfe was thought about as, he just doesn't use the ball very well. If we go back to, 2013, I remember he had that 2011, 108, everyone's thinking, man, this guy's the guy we're going to pick for years, then he's injured, then he's 106. The talk around 2013, and I was doing videos, I don't think I was doing videos, but I was certainly doing the game. Talking to my mates, it was like, he butchers the footy, he doesn't use it well, and that was pretty true at the time. But he did manage to clean a few of those areas up. And look, he was the Fyfe that we know and revere. So I just wonder, could Tommy Green, I think with the amount of pill that he wins on the inside and in general, he could go bonkers one day. So he is a guy that I think, are we looking at a fella that's averaged 106 with a below par year? That's pretty hectic. But the main changes, Will Day's been in for a while, Oliver's been in for a while. Ashcroft and Peatling come in, and then we round it out with the rookies. But Ashcroft and Peatling, I just can't resist Will Ashcroft at the moment. Every time I say that price, it doesn't work, it's risky. He's got to be a keeper. He's got to up his average by probably 25 points. But then I just come back to being like, this kid just oozes class. And it's just got that Dacos and Sheasel vibe about it. Just the chosen one that, I know Dunkley's there, and Neil's there, and McCluggage is there. He'll take more time in the midfield than McCluggage. He'll be the one that goes into the midfield more. I reckon he's third in the pecking order. I think he's the Lions. I think he will be by the end of the year the Lions' second most damaging mid. I think Dunkley plays a great role, but I think Ashcroft creates a lot more than Dunkley. I'm picking him. Look, I can see him averaging 107, 108. I think the most likely range is between 105 to 109. Of course, there's a chance that he averages early 100s, but look, very interested to see how he goes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Ashcroft and how you're going about him. There's just something that makes me feel like when you see these guns coming through, like when we could pick Dacos off a 91 average, or when you could pick Gary Ablett before he absolutely exploded, or you see Clayton Oliver absolutely explode. Most of us missed that. I think it wasn't even really on the radar when he took it next level. Even last year, you see some really big increases from players that he just seems ready. Like the way that a feature of his game is the ability to hit those inside kicks off the instep. Not necessarily Goulden-like. They're not darts, but he just crafts these kicks. He's beautiful below his knees, the one touch. And a big feature of his game is the handball and then the 1-2. He turns one possession into 2 and then 3 regularly. I just feel like he's going to take his game absolutely next level. I mean, we're talking about a Norm Smith medalist. So he's arrived as a footballer. But as a scorer, I like him. Talk me out of it. I'm all about it. At the moment, he's staying. And James Peatling, he's probably one that you've absolutely got to wait for the preseason and see how the role works out. I'll do a bit of a closer look probably on TikTok from an individual sense, but when I did the club previews and did Adelaide, when he was given centre bounce time, genuine time in that rotation, he averaged 93 last year. And it was from a small sample because he didn't get a stack. It was pretty much when Cornelio didn't play, he got a go. Adelaide's midfield / half back line's really interesting. Where does Isaac Cumming fit into it? Where does Jordan Dawson go? Does he go back behind the footy? Rory Laird played the last month, down back. Where does it all fit in? They definitely need pace in that midfield. Peatling's not going to offer that, but I wonder is, Matty Crouch, does he get the flick again? How's it all going to work? You'd think Rankin's going to play a lot more in there. So, yeah, I think if Peatling gets that opportunity, I think at that price, it's going to be hard to say no to. But that's the way I'm shaping up for him at the moment. I think the Adelaide Crows are someone or a team that will be very interesting to see how they do set up their side. And it'll be a big watch for us. Nothing's changed in the very controversial Ruck status. Yes, I love Tom De Koning. Don't get me wrong. I'm a massive fan of TDK. Let's not... Look, if it gets said and it's clear that he's the number one Ruck, which I anticipate he will be, but if it's very clear that Pitnet, you're in the twos just in case we need you, I'm going to pick him. We'll find a way. But for now, look, we're having a bit of fun with it. It creates a bit of a talking point. So we're sticking with it for now. And then as you'll see, the man I just mentioned, we've got Levi Ashcroft in the flex. But Isaac Rankin has left my side, which pains me a bit, and it's all part of the tinkering. I did need to free up some coin to throw guys like Ashcroft and Peatling and get a fella like Goulden in, who I think may have been a slight mini upgrade from Petrarca. But yeah, look, I could definitely see Rankin being in my team again. He could certainly start in my side for round one. I thought you're batting pretty deep there with, it would have been Caleb Daniel as your D6 or F6. You can probably afford to expose a rookie on the field and bulk up some other areas. That's why I thought, probably only want the one rookie at this point down back. And I am trying to go a bit more of a different approach as well with some more mid-price guys. I'm happy to go a bit point of difference, a bit different to most, hopefully. But yeah, that's about all that's changed. Pretty settled in the forward line. Basically, Rankin allowed me to do a few of the other things that I've already spoken about. As a look completely overall for the ins and outs, that's how we've gone about it. So basically, Sheasel, Gibcus, Petrarca, Lawler and Rankin out. In came Houston, Leake, Goulden, Ashcroft and Peatling. So obviously a little bit of dual position action with some rookies and different things to make that all work. But yeah, I think that on paper I don't mind it. Clearly you add in a little bit of extra risk. You're downgrading a premium in Rankin to open up some money to get guys like Peatling and Ashcroft. So yeah, clearly if I was starting this side, the proof would be in that mid-price pudding as to seeing how successful those moves go. But yeah, that's the way we've shaped up. So let me know your thoughts. I'm going to try and do team updates a little bit more regularly, particularly if I have made a few changes. So it'd been a couple of weeks. So I thought, boom, let's do it. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Would love to hear them. How's your team shaping up? You got any questions? But yeah, for now, this is how we're looking. And I'm sure by the time I post it, I've probably already tinkered again. But it's that time of year. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Cheers.